Hello and welcome to One and All Present. My name is Laksha Jolly and I'm an intern at Lexis & Co. The topic for the day is Section 34, Subsection 3 of the Arbitration Act 1996. What is meant by proper filing? Section 34, Subsection 3 of the Arbitration and Conciliation Act 1996 prescribes a period of time during which a party who is aggrieved by an award issued by the applicable arbitral tribunal should seek redress in the proper legal forum. Section 34, Subsection 3 reads as follows. An application for setting aside may not be made after 3 months have elapsed from the date on which the party making the application has received the arbitral award, or if a request has been made under Section 33, under a date on which the request had been disposed of by the arbitral tribunal, provided that if the court is satisfied that the applicant was prevented by sufficient cause from making the application within the said period of 3 months, it may entertain the application within a further period of 30 days but not thereafter. As a result, as the bare text of the Act indicates, any application for setting aside an arbitral award must be filed within 3 months, that is 90 days from the date of receipt of the award, and if the same is not filed within the prescribed time period of 90 days, the concerned court is only empowered to grant for the third day to file such an objection if it finds that there was sufficient cause preventing the concerned party from filing the objection. Since the time limit from filing an objection is 90 days, with the 120-day maximum, some plaintiffs have been observed to devise ways to get around this restriction and stop the clock from ticking. Today's litigants have frequently observed filing other hands and have been quick to notice from dummy filing and has been begun to analyze each submission of the prerequisites of legitimate filing along with have been met. The prerequisites of legitimate filing are as follows. Affidavits accompanying petitions, the concerned party as well as the advocate should sign each page in the petition including the last page. The party must sign the wakalatnama and advocate must identify the party signature. An objection must therefore meet the aforementioned standards in order to be avoided being classified as non-honest filing. What is abundantly obvious is that the objection cannot be accepted by the court even if it is submitted within the 90-day time limit and set forth in the Act if it is a non-honest filing in the sense of the law. Will litigants file an objection made inside the 120-day limit to stop the limitation clock from ticking, they are reduced to a bunch of documents. However, in such circumstances, the courts have exercised caution thoroughly analyzed whether the objection submitted as legitimate filing in the sense of law. According to Section 34, Subsection 3 of the Act, a strict assessment to delay in filing objection beyond 90 days, 24 must be taken, and the court should not be expected to mechanically condone the delay even if it is only a few days. When valid objections are not dummy, non-honest filings are filed within the prescribed time period of 90 to 120 days. Residual defects raised by the registry are not cured in a timely manner. Afterwards, that is the time provided for refilling and provided under the relevant High Court's rules. Our review for the aforementioned judgments will reveal that they all have a common thread running through them, namely that non-honest filing in the eyes of the law cannot be studied for limitations from running. As a result, if the court believes that the first filing of the objection was not more than a bunch of papers that failed to meet the basic legal standards of legitimate filing, such matters must be handled as non-honest. In reality, the court have been very provocative in nature, and such non-honest filing is sternly handled with ensuring that Act's purposes and goal establishing the strict deadline for the filing of objections is comprehended and not thwarted. As a result, these decisions send a strong and positive message to litigators that simply filing sheets of paper to stop the clock from ticking will not be tolerated and that an objection must be genuine in order to be valid. As the state of the first initial drafting, basic requirements such as client signatures on each page of the objection and the presence of wakalatnama, which is the procedure of preparation of objections, and the client's statement of truth, stating in an oath that the statements of the accompanying objection have been drafted and instructions are true. As a result, the following must be kept in mind. Section 34, Subsection 3 of the Act establishes a stringent 3-month deadline for filing an objection. In the perspective of the law, such an objection must be legitimate filing and not a bunch of papers or dummy filing. If the registry raised errors that are fatal, resulting in the filing marked as honest filing, defects must be corrected within 30 days or as specified in provision of Section 34, Subsection 3 of the Act. However, if these fatalities, sendies, and the prerequisites are not included in the objection within the 120-day limit, said objection will be considered as non-honest filing in the eyes of the law and would not be accepted. If a valid objection is filed within 90 days and the outer limit of 120 days, but the registry raised defects that must be cured before the matter can be brought to the court and has been delayed in refiling and curing the and stipulated for refiling by the refiling and the such power, however, is implied sparingly and not mechanically. Thank you. That was all.